Good morning. It is Wednesday, hump day, March 16th, and day 11 of my Ready to Rock weight loss program. Today is a high carb day, so I am packing on the carbs today. I'm actually dropping my fat intake way low today. I had a carb incident, I guess is the way you could put it, on Saturday, where I had too many carbs. I had a massive carb craving, and I had too many carbs. When I weighed in again on Sunday, it had shown a weight gain of 2.5 pounds. Now, anybody who's been doing this long enough knows that 3,500 calories is a pound. You would have to overeat 7,000 calories, to more than 7,000, about 8,500 roughly, in order to gain 2.5 pounds. I did not eat that much. I did record every bit of the carbs that I ate, even though I did overindulge. I actually, with my workouts on Saturday, I actually still came underneath the amount that I was supposed to have. I just didn't have a very big deficit. So I shouldn't have had a gain. Of course, we do all know that there are more factors involved than just, you ate this much and you burned this much. So I showed a weight gain of 2.5 pounds on Sunday, and then it dropped again on Monday by another pound. That put me at 344.4. Yesterday's weigh-in was exactly the same. This morning's weigh-in was exactly the same. Spite the fact that I have kicked up everything double what I did last week. Just to reiterate, I took off 6.8 pounds last week. But I doubled everything. Instead of 5,000 steps per day, I kicked it up to 10,000 starting Monday. Instead of 45 minutes of working out, I've increased it to 90 minutes of working out. So I don't know if I have shocked my body to the point of where it just is saying, oh, hell no, you ain't having this, or whether or not, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. I'm tired of these plateaus. They happen all the time. No matter how consistent I stay, I have these massive plateaus. It always causes me to get really upset. Always makes me feel like I'm not doing anything right, and always makes it feel like everything I'm doing is for naught. Just that it's useless, that it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to accomplish what I need to accomplish or what I want to accomplish. So I am trying to hang on this morning. I don't feel good about what I'm doing. I feel like I just want to throw my hands up in the air and say, I don't give a damn. I will just be fat forever, and just accept it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. However, that's almost where I'm at. It's getting absolutely exhausting just how these plateaus keep happening. It ran me off from my bariatric doctor. Because he yelled at me over and over, telling me that I didn't know what I was doing and that I wasn't doing exactly what he told me to do. And he's wrong. I always followed the program exact. I didn't deviate from it. I ate exactly what I was supposed to eat from the list that they gave us. The only thing that I did any different than what they told me to do was exercise more. I always had a very large calorie deficit. And they say, the science says that the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. They keep telling you that. The numbers don't lie. You know, what you take in minus what you put out, or in my case, what I put out minus what I take in. And yesterday I had a 1,500 calorie deficit. I should have seen at least a couple points drop off of the scale. But that's not the case. I'm following the carb cycling to a T. My meals couldn't be more perfect for the last 3 days. I calculate everything I eat. I have looked at my calculations. This is one reason why it's very, very important to calculate every single thing you put in your mouth. Because when you do that and you hit a plateau like this, you can go back and you can look and you can say, hey, what did I not do right? In my case, the only thing that I'm seeing that is not within the perfect limits is my sodium. My sodium is a bit high. It always has been. Even when I take off 97 pounds in 9 months, or when I am hitting a plateau, my sodium has never been an issue. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have issues that cause problems with my sodium. So I don't worry about it. I've been told by the doctors not to be concerned about my sodium intake. I'm not swelling. I can tell by my hands and my feet. If I'm swelling, I know it. If I have any swollen tissue at all, any kind of edema, I know it. I know when I'm swelling. And as it turns out, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to keep pushing forward. I am going to watch my sodium intake intensely over the next few days, and make sure that I'm keeping it down. It's very hard for me right at this point. We can't afford for me to buy all of the groceries that I need to buy. So a lot of the things that I eat do come from cans and do come from containers and frozen food. And I'm forced to have to eat like this And in doing so, it's going to make my sodium levels higher. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know. So I've increased all this working out. I'm working out so much throughout the day. I'm splitting it up. I'm not going to the gym anymore in the morning. I was resolving the issue of sleep versus all the other stuff that I had to do. And as it turned out, it's been better for us going in the evening. So we're going in the evening, but I'm still doing a workout in the morning before I have breakfast. I'm still getting in my meals every 3 to 4 hours. I am also working out before I have lunch, not my mid-morning snack, but before lunch. I'm doing another 20-minute power walk in my living room, The Biggest Loser Power Walk DVD. Excellent walking DVD if you want one of those. And then I've been hitting the bike in the evening with swimming right afterward and then the hot tub. So, I'm having extremely active days. I do still spend a good amount of my days sitting at the computer because I am still in school and training for this job, and I have to get this done. So I am spending a big part of my days behind the computer. However, I can't by any means say that I'm not active. Not with, a 20-minute workout before breakfast, a 20-minute workout before lunch, and a 4 to 5 mile bike ride after dinner, and 30-minute swim, 15 minutes or so in the hot tub. I mean, every bit of this is what I've been doing all week. And for the scale not to move, it's quite frustrating. I've tried and tried and tried not to step on the scale every day. It's very, very hard for me not to do that. When I step on that scale and I see the number drop, it gives me motivation and it pushes me, it drives me. And yet, when the number doesn't drop, it could be a number of reasons. And I don't know. Do have a doctor's appointment at the end of the month, and I'm going to request that I get a referral to a endocrinologist so that I can get my hormones looked at, and an endocrinologist can take a closer look at my thyroid to see if my thyroid is an issue. Even though it's been tested and all my tests come back normal, I don't know what to do at this point. I just don't know what to do. Something is keeping me from losing weight, and it's not from lack of effort. I'm trying so hard. It's really hard when you work so hard day after day after day, and then you get no reward on the scales. It's really hard to stick with it, especially when I have 165 pounds to go. At least 165 pounds, and that doesn't even take me to where I'm supposed to be. That takes me to where I feel like I'm going to be comfortable. And that's just an estimation. I don't know. I've never been 180 pounds. I don't know what it's going to be like to be 180 pounds, because the last time I saw that kind of weight, I was in grade school. I have been overweight all my life. I don't know what it's like to not be overweight. And I don't know where I'm going to want to go. I don't know. I know I don't want to be some skinny bones, skin and bones person. And I don't plan on it. I figure I'll just set a roundabout goal, and then when I get to where I like what I see in the mirror, that's when I will stay with what I see in the mirror. But I have to get there first. And these plateaus are killing me. They really, really are killing my spirit. And the thing is, I've tried every kind of help I can try. I have struggled to do everything I can do. I've stuck with the same program. I have stuck with the same workouts that work, that burn the calories. I have a Fitbit, and it don't lie. I can't fake what I burn or what I don't burn. My Fitbit tells me what I burn. I don't register anything. The Fitbit does all the registering for me. And my calorie deficit is anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 calories every single day. If I sound like I'm getting pissed, it's about right. It's about right. I'm getting pissed. So, on a change of note, I watched a video yesterday of Jillian Michaels. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a huge fan of Jillian Michaels. I love how she just puts it out there and tells you like it is. She's one of those people, one of those rare people that just says this is the way it is, and this is the reason, and this is, you've got to accept it, and this is what you can do to fix it. And so she went on tour, and she actually come very close to where I live. One of the main tour places in the middle of the country is not far from where I live, within an hour's drive, and I wanted tickets so bad, but I missed it. And as it turns out, she recorded the tour or her presentation, and I found it. I stumbled across it whenever I was going through Amazon videos last night, trying to find a good yoga video to try, and it's her Maximize Your Life live tour, and she has a lot of good information in there, but the part, I mean, obviously, she's this, mondo expert of weight loss and exercise and getting healthier and what to eat and so on and so forth. And I know all that information. And most people do. If you've dieted for very long, or if you tried to lose weight for very long, you learn it. You learn it eventually. You learn what to look for on labels. You learn what you can and can't eat. Although I did learn a couple of things from her that I did not know. But the third part of the program was the part that just really, really struck home. She started explaining about how we have to come to terms with the fact that we are the reason that we're fat. And I've already come to terms with that. I know that. I have looked myself in the mirror and I have said, you are the reason that you're fat. And I have accepted that. And until, it's kind of like alcoholism, until you can admit that you are the one that is the cause of it, then you're never going to get very far at fighting it. And so I don't have a problem admitting I'm a cause of it. I don't have a problem admitting that I opened my mouth and I put the food in. I have a huge weakness for some of the worst foods that you can eat. I do not have a problem knowing this stuff. And so it's not an issue with me admitting. But then she hit on a point that really, really struck home. And her point was the why. She said that there's one thing missing in every person's journey, and that is the why. The why are you doing this? And she said that she used to ask her contestants on The Biggest Loser why, she would ask them that question, that why, and that they would say to be healthy, because they thought that that's what she wanted to hear. And Jillian finds that, oh gosh, basically, I mean, yes, there are some people that lose weight to be healthy, but that's not at the top of our list. And we all know that. I mean, who doesn't want that sexy, good-looking guy, or want to wear skinny jeans, or whatever it is? Who doesn't want those things? There's a lot of things that's at the top of our list, way more higher than being healthy. And that's her point. She says she doesn't want to hear things like, oh, I want to get a guy, or I want this job, or I, want to look like this. She wanted specifics, and so she gave us all homework. And the homework basically was to think and concentrate on yourself and find your why. So I have put some thought into this. And I have to say, the why is in 3 parts for me. I hit all 3 of the 3 reasons that she says most people have. It usually either has to do with love, it has to do with looks, or it has to do with a job. I hit all 3 of those. So I was thinking last night, and the thing that I realized was that I needed to discover my why within myself which one is the most important why for me. And I would have to say looks, definitely. As I already spoke about, I have never been the lowest weight that I ever remember as an adult is 199 pounds. I actually hit Wonderland and stepped on the scale that morning, and by the evening had taken a pregnancy test and found out I was pregnant. I haven't seen 199 since. I was high risk. I gained 97 pounds during my pregnancy, my first pregnancy, because of my pregnancy being high risk. I was put in bed. And I was told not to do anything more than basic needs. I was told not to even clean my own house. And that's what it took to get my son here. And I appreciate that every single day. I appreciate everything that the doctor did for me, and everything that he told me to do, and I followed it to a T, and it got my son here, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. 97 pounds be damned. I wouldn't trade that for anything. Lost some weight with my second child, and pretty much maintained my weight through my third, and pretty much just fell around 280 roughly, and I stayed there for a very long time until I got married. When I got married, within a couple of years of my marriage and my husband cheating on me and all the stress that we went through and the abuse, and made feel like I wasn't worth, shit paper, however you want to put it, I found myself at a very, very heavy weight, almost 500 pounds, within 3 to 4 years of our marriage, and very, very deeply in a very dark place in my life. And through all of that, I struggled with who I was. When I came out of it, I struggled greatly with who I was. And I went and had weight loss surgery, thinking that was, the supreme solution. The weight loss surgery has actually screwed around with my ability to lose weight more than it has helped. I cannot, and it's not a will not, it is a cannot stay on the ridiculous eating plan that a bariatric surgery requires. I have a tummy that takes in 3 to 4 ounces at a time. Even though I am 4.5 years post-surgery, I still, my pouch, as they call it, still works. My tummy still works. It still keeps me from eating copious amounts of food that I'm not supposed to have. I still get sick. I still can't eat foods I'm not supposed to eat. I still have what they call dumping syndrome if I eat too much sugar. I still have all the side effects of the bariatric surgery. And so the tool, as they put it, the tool that they gave me still works very much so. But the one thing that bariatric surgery did not achieve was the why. It didn't achieve the why I am fat. and it sure as hell didn't achieve the why I want to change. So these things are things that I need to work on. And in doing so, hopefully, I will discover what is going on deep inside me. Now, Jillian says that remembering the why you were fat or the why you got that way is usually so deep-seated in most people that most people can't trace it back. And that's a good possibility for me. I will be 46 years old next month, and tracing the pain back to where it originated is most likely not going to be easy, because the majority of it probably originated in childhood somewhere. And I sound like a psychological record, I guess is a good word. Skipping a beat, or and hearing the same crap over and over and over, tell me about your childhood kind of stuff. And I majored in psychology, so I know it. But she says sometimes it's a good thing that you can't remember, because that's not what you need to concentrate on. What you need to do is get past the fact that this is something that is, an issue, and it is something you want to fix. Now, obviously, if the issue of your why is still affecting you greatly, then of course it is important to discover the why. But most people who have been obese as long as I have, when the why is still affecting you, and still not just, okay, it's become a habit and now I've just done this all of my life like this, so this is why I'm still doing it. When it's actually something that's still going on, like the abuse in my marriage for 13 years, then that is present right then and there. So it's not a question of exactly, what the why is. I knew that a biggest part of my why, for a lot of reasons, not just because not just why I was overweight, but a lot of my reasons, it had to do with my marriage. I resolved that issue by leaving that area of my life in the past, and I'm moving forward now. And that's something that, that's one place where I am in my life, and I'm okay with that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty damn proud of how far I've moved, and where I've gotten in just the few short months. And my marriage doesn't haunt me anymore. I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace at why I was there. I'm at peace at what all happened when I was there. And I'm at peace with the fact that I've left. And I'm very much at peace with the fact that I will not be returning. So these are things of mine where I've worked forward. But I think that Jillian is right in the fact that I don't think I've pinpointed exactly what my why reasons are for actually doing this. Now, about 5 years ago, actually, about this time of year, 5 years ago, I was preparing for surgery. And the doctor told me I needed to lose 30 pounds before my surgery date. I actually lost 97 pounds in 9 months. And you couldn't bring me down with a 10-ton brick. I was so high on life, so happy, so bouncy, so just ecstatic with myself that there was no bringing me down. I actually lost friends because they didn't want to be around me because I was so spunky and so happy all the time that it just disgusted them. And that's their problem. And I dealt with that a lot. I dealt with losing friends because I lost weight. And and losing, family members that didn't want to be around me because I lost weight. So in the end, before it was all over with, I had taken off a total of almost 180 pounds before I hit the rock hard bottom of of my marriage, of what continued in my marriage. Now, of course, this was 5 years ago, so yes, I was smack dab in the middle of the nightmare that I called my marriage. However, there was a point in time where I set my foot down and I said, I am not going to take this anymore. And I found some whys. I found the reason to be ecstatically happy every single day and have a smile on my face and a skip in my step. And I found that I have spent the last 3 years or so trying to find it again, trying to figure out where I lost it, trying to figure out how I got it to begin with, how I had it, where it came from, and how I can get it back. And it's something I have not succeeded at. Now, I'm 2.5 months out of leaving my marriage. And I've had a lot of people ask me, why did you just all of a sudden jump on this weight loss bandwagon again? Haven't you given yourself enough time to mourn, enough time to